Hey folks, today is Friday, April 29th, 2022. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And there's quite a bit of interesting things. The first thing we want to talk about is actually something user-made, and it's really freaking cool. In the past, we have talked about the Superman Unreal Engine 5 demo that went viral. Essentially, somebody took the building blocks of the Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 city thing and programmed his own little Superman to fly around just to show what is possible. But this week we have something possibly even cooler because it's one of my favorite superheroes. It's Spider-Man swinging around in Unreal Engine 5 in that gorgeous Unreal Engine 5 demo city, and it is absolutely stunning. So you can download this, you can check this out yourself. We have it here. This is our gameplay we captured of it, and yes, clearly you can see it's not perfect. It's definitely just a test, a small project, but it's pretty sick. So essentially this was popularized this week by DWR on YouTube, but this movement model was actually made by Louis Pfeiffer, if I'm pronouncing that right, originally in Unreal Engine 4. And it's like a cobbling together of a bunch of different movement systems and animations and stuff, and a Spider-Man character model from Spider-Man PS4. And here, at the very least, what you have is a very rough glimpse of what a next-generation Unreal Engine 5 Spider-Man game could really look like. Is the next Spider-Man game, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2, gonna look like this? I don't know for sure. They definitely have a little bit of their own style. And of course, we haven't had any real looks at that game yet, but still, just looking at this here, it's awesome. I can't get enough of this stuff. So again, if you want to check it out, if you want to try and download it yourself and mess around with it, all of the information, all of it, everything we talk about today actually will all be linked in a description down below, like usual. I definitely want to know your thoughts on that because I just love that type of stuff. I love tech demo, crazy stuff, and I love Spider-Man. So let's talk. But moving on to our next story, we got some updates around PlayStation's new version of PS Plus. It's kind of Game Pass type of download subscription model service thing. It was codenamed Spartacus. We've talked about it a lot already, but we have some new updates. The first is actually kind of a bummer. Sony has confirmed that they are not allowing any like subscription stacking or anything like that, and they put out this convoluted list of purchasing and stacking and vouchers, and it's just, it's a headache. So that's not great, but what is great is that we do have official dates now if you're into checking this out, subscribing to this. June 13th for the United States and June 22nd for Europe, and then rolling out for other territories. But the biggest thing is, of course, the availability of games. Sony has boasted a pretty big number of games that are going to be available, and I think that's what's got people the most excited, but we don't really know too many of those games. I do expect this to be revealed pretty soon because of this thing starting to roll out. I think they are going to give us a list before we actually subscribe, which is good. And little things have leaked out here and there, specifically around some of the older titles, the legacy titles that you will get access to. We talked about the original Siphon Filter games getting rated last week, and now we have some new leaks thanks to a Reddit user. So for older PlayStation games, we have Tekken 2. Tekken 2 is tight. No bowling, but still good.
Still tight.
Worms Armageddon, Worms World Party, and Mr. Driller. Dude, they got Mr. Driller. Oh my god. You want to impress me? Mr. Driller's fine, but get Mr. Mosquito up in there.
Yo.
Yeah. Again, that's just a little glimpse. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they do roll out. But what also hit the news this week is the fact that PlayStation apparently now has an internal preservation team. This comes from reporting based around an employee who tweeted his new job. Garrett Fredley announced his new job as senior build engineer at PlayStation for their newly created preservation team. I would like to know very much more what that actually means. We talk about game preservation here a lot and how like games are delisted and how in the digital era game preservation is more important. I wonder if this team is named that for marketing reasons or if they're really doing game preservation. Personally, I'm skeptical because it's like it's the corporation in charge, not the people. But again, we're going on basically no information. I really hope Sony gives us a little bit more of a glimpse of what this actually is. And I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about Sony, the owners, really dealing in the preservation? Because when I hear preservation, I just think It's just, they're just going to sell it to you again and again. So technically it is preserved, but like you keep buying it. Anyway, that's a whole can of worms for another video that there's not enough time to talk about here, but let me know what you think. Now moving on over to some Xbox news, we do have a little bit of news that the whole acquisition thing is moving forward with Activision Blizzard. Shareholders have voted to move forward with the thing. I am not smart enough to even really understand totally the concept of shareholders still, but the gears are turning because like we said when this was first announced, it is a process. It is going to take a minute, and here is the process at work, pretty much going like expected. But along with that, there has been a lot of speculation lately because Activision Blizzard has announced they have lost 60 million monthly active users in the past year. That sounds like a lot, and I wonder if it's just because there's a lull right now. No new hotness with Diablo, Overwatch 2. Despite having some previews recently and some people being pretty okay on it, that's still probably a bit of a ways off. So for now, I guess people are just waiting. Who knows? That's just me. But also, in some pretty cool news, Xbox has announced that they are still holding their traditional summer event they do every year, even though, as we talked about, technically E3 as a brand won't be a thing this year. Game announcements in the summer are still going to be a thing in June, it seems, with Xbox holding their presentation Sunday, June 12th. So that's something to look forward to, whether you're an Xbox fan or maybe you're just playing on PC, just whatever. Hopefully we get some new game announcements. Most people are thinking that's probably when we're going to see Starfield and when they officially finally come out and delay it. I mean, like say that it's definitely coming and they're meeting their release date. But yeah, Xbox, Microsoft, that's just one company. They're probably going to be showing first and third party games. And I expect other publishers, developers, platform holders to also announce summer reveal events pretty soon. Hey, next up, big thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. NordVPN is our #1 thing we install on all our machines here and at home for online security. With it, all of your internet data stays safe behind a wall of next-gen encryption, and we love that NordVPN just protects your data. And now they're offering threat protection, first rolling out on the desktop versions. Now, with a quick enabling of it, you'll get ultimate protection from malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even when you're not connected to their VPN servers. Yes, it stays on regardless of connection, simply to protect you and improve your cybersecurity, because so much stuff out there and bad actors are trying to infect and get at your private data. And all of NordVPN's features are super easy to use and set up on all of your devices. The way everything works, it's basically one click and you're good to go. From protecting yourself to getting access to more content, just everywhere, everything, NordVPN has you completely covered. And if you were thinking about it, now's a good time to get a VPN. Right now, you can get a 2-year plan at a huge discount plus an additional month for free. All you gotta do is head to nordvpn.com/gameranx. It's risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. So once again, that's nordvpn.com/gameranx, or click the link in the description down below. And thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring our videos. Also in news, after a long time of rumors and speculation, they've officially announced Modern Warfare 2. Yes, the next Call of Duty is going to be Modern Warfare 2, which, not to be confused, is actually the sequel, the follow-up to 2019's kind of Modern Warfare reboot, which I actually thought was pretty cool. I like the campaign for the most part. That's really all I do. Like, I'm not a good judge on the multiplayer. I just, So as of right now, that's all we know for you Call of Duty fans. It is significant if you're not a Call of Duty fan, though, because 2019's Modern Warfare was one of the bigger selling, I think the biggest selling Call of Duty game, so that's significant. But also we're in a different time now with stuff like Warzone, which they are also working on a follow-up for, so you have that. And I'm expecting to get an actual trailer or a real actual look at the game or something within the next 2 weeks or so. I don't know. Really, that's just wishful thinking because we're thirsty for gaming news. But hey, got some other cool things I want to share. Like I said, everything will be linked in the description down below. The first is that they just kind of low-key dropped the House of the Dead remake on PC. Now, they talked about also rolling it out to consoles, which we're not seeing yet, but now you can play it on PC, and so far Steam reviews are pretty positive. I played it on Switch. I couldn't get the controls quite right, so I wasn't super happy with it, but I know I'm probably going to give it a shot on PlayStation because they said that they're going to have PlayStation Move support at some point, so yeah, I just like light gun games. Bring them back. Also, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is out. It's like kind of a re-release of a game from the early, 2013 or so that I absolutely loved. It was on PC. Now you can play it on consoles, and they added a bunch of new stuff to it. It's just like a weird, mind-blowing, trippy type of game. Technically, it's a walking simulator, but it's just like a really cool, creative, sarcastic one. If you like humor and you like weird experimental games, I highly recommend it. Also, a wild video that some of you may have seen. This is from Kays Emanuar. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. What he essentially did was completely rewrite and rework the Super Mario 64 source code. He made it more efficient. He made it perform much faster, higher frame rates, and it is very cool, but also the video itself is so highly detailed, going into every single little bit about how he did it. So you may know some coding and you might find this enjoyable, and if you're not, like me, you can still give it a skim. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's a wild process. And I always say it though, man, like when people are fans of games and they have some skills in some category, the sky is the limit. Also, I linked the trailer, the launch trailer for Nintendo Switch Sports, because that is out this week if you were looking forward to that. It doesn't really like roll off the tongue though. Nintendo Switch Sports. It's not like Wii Sports.
Yeah, Wii Sports sounds so like
Nintendo Swartz. I'm sorry. Also, in some updates, we're trying to get better here at like going back and talking about significant updates for games that have already launched, because I always feel like we're just talking about the new hotness, but Sifu is getting some pretty cool updates. It's one of my favorite games of the year so far, and they're getting a lot. There's a whole roadmap for 2022. So seemingly pretty soon, there's an advanced training mode, outfit selection, and difficulty options, which I think is actually pretty cool. Not just for like accessibility reasons, but like for me, someone who has played through the game, I'm curious to just see what it would be like on easy mode. Like, how do you change that? Just kind of like from a how games are made perspective. But then in the summer, we're getting advanced scoring and gameplay modifiers. Within the fall, a replay editor coming, and then in the winter, more game modes. So what this to me seems like is developers really understanding what people are doing with this game. Like we talked before about how people are modding the game, or they're like cutting the game and showing their perfect fights, or they're putting Batman in the game. So like the developers are embracing that and giving more ways to play, like scoring and modifiers. I can't wait to jump back in. This isn't like an ad for them or anything, but like, yeah, I'm just excited. Also, now there are insider reports, and insider in this case is just Jeff Grubb again, who seemingly had the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order scoops for a while. So the new game, which we do know is coming, the follow-up, is seemingly going to be revealed soon, but now it seems like it's not going to be released this year. It's going to be released next year. But interestingly enough, it's suggested that we might only see like next-gen versions of the game. So PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S, which is interesting because we haven't seen too many of these types of games yet. So many developers, so many publishers are still straddling that line of generations because there are still so many people out there who own base Xboxes and PlayStation 4. So this is a brand, seemingly, if this is true, that is starting to move along. We're starting to see that shift. Now, a lot of people might be watching saying, wait, I still don't have a PS5, or my graphics card is so old. So it does suck for some consumers, and I'm curious to see like where things go, like if this is true and if more companies start to do this, because there is always a shifting tide of hardware. It is what it is. I'm just a Star Wars fanboy though, so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing something revealed soon. But that is the gaming news this week. So let's talk. First, always that pinned comment down there, it's for our research. So like we ask you what you're playing, leave what you're playing in that comment thread. You don't even have to write anything out crazy. We just like to know and gauge what people are playing for our videos and our research and stuff. But just let me know what you're thinking about everything. Are you going to play Nintendo Swartz this weekend? What do you think about Xbox's E3 event this summer? Do you think they're gonna reveal more than just Starfield gameplay? Let me know your expectations. And we talked a bit about the new PlayStation Plus. Are you jumping in? Are you subscribing day one? Definitely let us know what you're thinking down in the comments. We want to hear from you. Things get a little crazy. We will be down there. But, you know, if you want to yell at me directly, of course, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram and my other YouTube channel. Just look up my name, Jake Baldino. But thank you guys for coming around. Hope you have a wonderful and safe weekend. If you have nice weather by you, hopefully you can enjoy it for a minute and then go back inside and play games like me. But that's it. See you guys later. Pizza's on me.